Hi, I'm going to show you how to play the track called 8 Letters by Take That from their new Progress album. This song is in the key of D flat. It isn't the most favourite of keys for many keyboard players, but it's really quite simple. The three main chords are D flat major, and the notes of that chord are D flat, F and A flat. The second chord is G flat major, which is this, and that's G flat, B flat, D flat, and the third chord is A flat, which is A flat, C and E flat. So once you've got used to those chords, D flat, G flat and A flat, you can pretty much play this song, and I'll show you how. The first few bars are an instrumental and they sound like this. Let's look at that in a bit more detail. The first few notes, as you can see, they're just the notes of the D flat chord. And so you're playing the D flat at the bass, and the F, and the A flat, back to the D flat, and the F, top, and the A flat. Repeat that twice. To the next chord, which is G flat. You remember that's got these notes: G flat, B flat, and D flat. We actually had a seventh here, so we dropped that top G flat to an F, and so it goes like this. So that's G flat at the bottom, then F, and B flat, and G flat at the bottom again, and F and B flat, so like this. And then the third chord is the A flat, but it's got some unusual notes in it, so it's like this. I'll just tell you what those notes are. First of all, you've got A flat, then F, then C, and E flat at the bottom, and F at the top, and B flat. And you've got things like ninths in there, which you don't really need to know about if you're not particularly interested in harmony, but it is the actual chord of A flat major, but these are the notes you play. And then you return to the D flat again. With that final D flat chord, then you go straight into the verse like this. Let's break that into a bit more detail. So the melody goes like this. It starts on the D flat at the top, then to the A flat, B flat, C, D flat, A flat, B flat, C, onto the D flat, then onto the B flat, C, D flat, E flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, D flat, and then onto the A flat, B flat and C, and then onto the A flat, then right at the top A flat, to the G flat and F, onto the E flat, to the E flat, and then the D flat. I'll just play that all the way through so you've got that without me talking. So once you've got that melody, it's time to add the chords. So you've got the D flat first of all. And that's repeated. Then to the G flat. Then the A flat chord. You remember the A flat is A flat, C and E flat, and it goes like this. And that's the D flat chord, which has got the notes D flat, A flat, D flat and F. And at the top you've got the melody going E flat onto the D flat. If you can manage it, it's nice to add a little bit of the original rhythm there. So you just send it on this part of the melody. So that sort of rhythm there, if you can sort of add that in between the first and second verse, and that will help you to lead into the next part of the song, We Were Once the Answer. So that next part of the song, We Were Once the Answer, is very, very similar to what we've already done. So it repeats the same chords and very much the same melody, like this. So the next part of the song goes into the words, this is all that matters now. So you're starting on the F note for the melody, and it goes like this. So that's F, onto G flat, back onto F, E flat, D flat, and repeating the D flat. And very similar for the next line. And that was all that happened. So let's look at the chords for that. It's the same pretty much as the rest of the song. You've got your D flat chord and your G flat chord and your A flat again. There's one difference here. You've got another chord which is your D flat with a major seventh at the bass. So I'll explain what that means in a moment. The first chord is your D flat. It's D flat, and this is where the D flat drops its bass by one note, which is the C. So the notes in that chord are actually this. You've got C at the bass, and then you've got A flat. You can throw in another C there, but it's still the chord of D flat. Sounds a bit odd there, but it's moving on to the G flat chord. So you need to go on to G flat then. So you notice we're playing G flat, but it's got the major seventh again in that chord, which is the F note. So you've got G flat, B flat, D flat with that seventh. And then the A flat chord, back onto D flat. And it all repeats. Drop that note at the bass by a semitone. So you're now into the main part of the chorus, which is like this. So let's break that down into more detail. It starts on the note D flat, up to G flat via E flat and F, so like this. And you'll notice that those three notes are in a triplet, so it's three in the time of two, like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's only using those four notes. I'll just play that again. Onto F, G flat, F. So if we add the chords, you'll have guessed it, it's exactly the same chords as the rest of the song. So using these chords, it's G flat, it's D flat, G flat, D flat, G flat, D flat, G flat, onto A flat, onto D flat. So then you've got the next verse, an outside forces. So obviously don't just play the chords like this. That's very boring. So try and use the different notes within the same chord in a sort of arpeggio like style. So something like this. And so on. So I think you'll find the rest of the song very easy to play if you've managed it so far. You've just got the next part of the verse, but the truth is more than we will ever comprehend. So it's the same tune, and so on. And then that works its way up to the chorus again, and then eventually to the triplets again. That finishes on the D flat chord, and then there's a little bit of the original instrumental we had at the beginning of the song, and so on. We've already been through that right at the beginning of the lesson. And then there's a sort of an instrumental. It's using the same chords, and it goes like this. Same chords as used before, which is D flat, and then you've got your D flat with the 7 at the bottom, the major 7th, and then the G flat, and then the A flat. And the notes for that melody are F, the D flat chord, then onto the G flat at the top, and the chord there is D flat with the 7th at the bottom, and then you got the G flat chord, and then to the A flat chord, and to D flat. It's D flat with the 7th at the bottom again, and then G flat.